RingCentral will completely transform the way you work. It gives you built-in AI across all your business conversations. Your phone system has an AI receptionist that answers calls 24/7. Your video meetings have AI that takes notes instantly. Even your contact center has AI, so you can help customers faster. It all comes together in one reliable platform for effortless AI communications. See for yourself at ringcentral.com. RingCentral, voice of your business.
Trojan family, what's going on? Welcome back to the USC LAFB show here on the LAFB network. I'm your host, Ryan Dyrud. Recruiting prediction. I don't think Rivals calls them crystal balls, but we all know what the term crystal ball means. Expert prediction. When those in the industry basically lay their cards down and predict a commitment to happen. And that happened today as both Greg Biggins and Adam Gorney of Rivals put in expert predictions for elite wide receiver Quentin Hale to commit ultimately to the USC Trojans. Now, again, this is a prediction. This has not happened for those watching and hadn't seen any news prior to this or follow our message board, which you should. Head to LAFBnetwork.com. It's completely free, our free USC Trojans message board. A lot of this I put up there beforehand before I can get on camera, so you'll be privy to knowledge even quicker there. And it's completely free. You don't even have to sign up to view it. I appreciate it if you would sign up and engage with it, but LAFBnetwork.com, go to the USC message board. It's under the forums tab. So both Biggins and Gorney have now submitted expert predictions for Hale to commit to USC. Quickly on Quentin Hale, I've talked a ton about him, so I don't need to belabor it, but really good prospect. I've said since the jump for my, I don't want to say my money, but for my, I guess, desire, this would have been my number one wide receiver target for USC. One, he's in state. He's the number one in-state receiver. He's the 7th overall player in the entire state of California. And he's the 7th ranked receiver in the country. 6'3", 175 pounds, can play inside or outside. I've talked about his versatility. I would envision him more kind of as an outside guy. Obviously has the height to be a true X receiver. But they could line him up really anywhere, and Coach Savage has been involved in his recruitment, while Dennis Simmons, I think, has been the leader with Lincoln Riley, very involved as well. So really the entire offense getting involved for some of these top prospects here. But I think he can play anywhere along the receiver line, which is great in this Lincoln Riley offense to be able to move around, obviously. And he played at Cathedral in Los Angeles and is transferring this season to finish his high school career at the powerhouse that is Corona Centennial. So he'll finish at Centen and wrap up his high school career, and hopefully will then be moving over to USC's campus and enrolling early for spring next year. But, not a foregone conclusion yet, but it has been trending for USC. They have been the leader, it's felt, for quite some time, and now this further just reiterates that fact. He paid a visit just a few days ago, or a few weeks ago, I should say, and the trip, by all accounts, went fantastic, as they usually do, but just further etched USC as the leader. He got some one-on-one time with Coach Lincoln Riley, obviously met a lot with Dennis Simmons and a little bit with Chad Savage, where they really laid out kind of a plan for him of how they envision using him in this offense, and maybe most importantly, as he has stated, a plan that they can use him early. And, you can only say that so much. Eventually you like we know with this 26 class, that was a big selling point to them is, hey, you're going to play early. And guess what? They're going to, because some, they're really good, but two, out of necessity, because of just how the roster is, like guys like Boobie Feaster, King Nixon White, Trent Mosley, like they're going to play receiver just because USC is not returning a lot of veterans at that position. Guys like Talanoa Ely will have a great shot to play right off the bat. Jamian Winfield, Luke Wafel, great shot to play, because there is guys obviously on the roster coming back, but it's not like a super deep at those positions. Eventually, if things go to plan, you won't always be able to say that, because then you're going to be stacked. Like the receiver room next year is going to be really interesting, because you'll have Tanook Hines, you'll have, Corey Sims from this year, among others that will be, returning into their junior season, or for like guys like Sims and didn't play a lot their redshirt sophomore season, you'll have these 6 from the 26 class, Feaster, Caden Dixon-White, and Trent Mosley down the list, coming back for their either sophomore or redshirt freshman season. And then you'll have, Eli Woodard, who already committed, potentially Quentin Hale, who then will push for spots. And then once you get to like 28, you might then be out of being able to say, hey, you're going to play right away. Now, things can obviously change. I think the opportunity for competition is really what these guys want. No guarantee, just an actual opportunity to play right off the bat. But in Hale's case, it absolutely is true. He has the talent to do it as a freshman, and he certainly will be able to come in and compete immediately for playing time, which I think is not just huge for him, huge for a lot of these recruits, and it's a huge selling point that USC is able to offer right now. What's up, Trojan family? Got to tell you about a quick update from our friends over at Sleeper. Remember, they're the #1 sports app and absolutely fantastic for fantasy and daily fantasy, but they've just added a fantastic new features, and they've launched team picks. So now you can choose winners of each game out there, whether it's NBA, MLB. I know football's over. It's coming back soon. Don't worry. NHL, all those. And you just pick the team winner of each of those games. So here in Los Angeles, Lakers, whoever they're playing next. Do you pick the Lakers? Do you pick their opponent? Dodgers season just around the corner. Are you picking the Dodgers or are you picking their opponent? It's that easy, it's that simple, and it's that much fun. So aside from fantasy, aside from the daily fantasy pick'em, now you can do the team picks that they just launched. So download the Sleeper app today, #1 sports app. Go and check it out and have a ton of fun, and make sure to keep it right here at USC LA. He was expected to kind of wait a little bit in his announcement, potentially take some more visits. We all know USC's policies. Once you commit, the visits are done. It's sounding more like he might make his decision, not saying for sure to USC, but make his commitment decision by the end of this month, by the end of February. And if it is USC that ends up winning that commitment, that is huge if they can lock that in February, because that means he's not going to be taking official visits to Oklahoma, Texas, Oregon, all these places across the country during that May and April official visit season, because he'll be locked in with USC, and then he can just focus on becoming a Trojan and focus on his senior year at Centennial. So USC would love to get this thing done and wrapped up by the end of this month. It was looking more like it was going to be an April-May commitment. It is now trending like it could happen in February, which would be massive. So, as it pertains to the wide receiver room, again, a lot of this I'm repeating because I've talked a lot about it already. I don't see, let's just say this. There's no way USC takes more than 4 receivers in the class. I don't see them taking more than 3. In my opinion, 3 is the max. They could even be done at 2, depending how it shapes out. So Eli Woodard, already committed. That's 1. If Quentin Hale does become the next, that's 2, and they would likely only take maybe 1 more. And you guys have heard me talk about Eric McFarland would be my #1 prospect for that IMG Academy speedster that they could add. Now, Osani Gales is another guy. There's obviously some more local receivers that they'll pursue. But regardless of who it ends up being, which we'll dive into more if Hale ultimately does commit, I don't see them taking any more than 3. I think 3 to me is the max at that position after taking 6 in 2026. So there you have it. That's that Quentin Hale. But I think that's great news because I believe he is the top. When you look at the overall 27 class, to me, he would be kind of in that top 5 targets period of any position. Like you think of like Marcus Facatow at D-line. You think of, Honor Fa'alave Johnson as like safety, and you think of Quentin Hale, I would put him in that kind of range of like, these are our top prospects, period. I think he's in that top 5. So if USC can close a deal on that, that's a huge win. So that's the latest on that. Crystal balls from Greg Biggins and Adam Gordy of Rivals for Quentin Hale to commit to USC. It could happen in February. As always, family, you know where to come. You know where to subscribe right here, USC LAFB. I've got you covered on all things USC recruiting. Make sure to comment below your thoughts on Hale, your thoughts on the receiver recruitment overall, and just your thoughts on the recruitment overall. 2 commits so far in 27, but in a good spot for a lot of other guys. and we're just getting started. Springtime is the offseason for football, but it is like the full swing season for recruiting. So a lot of stuff coming at you. I'll be back with plenty more. Appreciate you, family. As always, fight on.
RingCentral's AI receptionist uses voice AI to answer on the first ring, so you'll never miss a call again. In just a few minutes, you can personalize your own AI receptionist to answer questions, route calls, schedule appointments, and even send texts in multiple languages. Plus, it's easy to scale. Create unlimited AI receptionists across any phone system. It's all powered by one reliable platform for effortless AI communications. See for yourself at ringcentral.com. RingCentral, voice of your business.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.